Okay, I started. But, nah, this is a little, irritating, in all honesty. Because whenever they do buffs and certain things, you gotta make sure that it's tested. In my opinion, this is not. They just threw this together and they were like, brain.
Sounds like we need to put it to the test.
Well, oh, dear God, I should be gentle. You know, why is it that every single time I hit start stream, I become inadequate? Yeah, a Muppet. Yeah, I just hit my monitor and kicked over a drink. Isn't this the second time? Did I do this on the Christmas stream too?
I don't know. I wasn't here for the Christmas stream.
Yeah, you were.
Was I? Oh yeah,
yes,
I was.
Yes, remember I kicked over my tea?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh wait, no, that was during the live stream for comp. Every single, like, somehow I hit my monitor. I'm happy it didn't fall. I don't want to replace a $300 monitor. I'd be so sad if I had to.
I bet.
But somehow I go from very coordinated to very, just accuracy gone.
You're a Muppet.
Yes. You see, the stream's still going. People are probably here. They're probably looking at everything and they're like, huh, Haven, you are a Muppet.
Well, at least we'll all agree.
I also agree.
I approve this message.
I approve this message. It's almost like I forgot how to get dressed. I'm looking at my hoodie and I'm all like, wait, where's the head? Okay. Alright, so let's take a look at the update. I stopped, I saw the tier 8 and I got angry. I got really angry. Because they're overbuffing. Yeah, there's another overbuff, you guys. Koza, I might need my mom to help me put on my underwear today. That's how bad it is. Today's also day number 16 in a row at work. So I guess that could be...
Number 6, I thought it was like number 14.
No, today's 16. 14 was on Sunday.
16. Oh, 16. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you said 6. I was like, what?
6? No. Oh, at work, have your sound off? Okay.
Where the fuck were you?
Blade, remember when we're on YouTube?
Yeah. They'll get over it.
It's not Twitch. It's YouTube.
I know. They'll get over it.
A little bit. What did they overbuff here? Let's go over the the buff list.
Yes, you are.
As I'm looking at YouTube. So I'm actually going to take this real quick and move it. Now I don't know what's going on. Wait, can I do a pop-out chat? Ah, yes, I can. I completely forgot that exists.
There we go. All right.
Okay. What did they overbuff? So I was just looking at the armor model compared to PC. Don't get me wrong, this tank is pretty bad on PC. But, I mean, they did certain buffs to this thing to help counteract it, because it's decent. This is against 218. Love the premium. It's still decent. It's not the strongest. But tank's reforged. Blade muted. We had the French tier 5 BDR G1 heavy tank. Turret from 60 to 80, and I remember a while back talking about like what 20 millimeters does to a tank. This is pretty big. And then turret 2 from 80 to 40, so that's a 40 millimeter jump. That's a pretty big jump. And then the sides from 70 to 90, it can already side scrape at 70, but they gave it 90. That's comparable to a tier 7, or even a tier 8. Cupola front from 70 to 90. Tier 3s are no longer going to be able to pin that. Cupola lower front from 80 to 120. Yeah, tier 4s don't even stand a chance. Cupola sides, 70 to 90. I was already told Blade, it's like you're supposed to flank. Don't let your flank get exposed. You know, don't buff something that's supposed to be a weak spot. I'm not really worried about dispersion values during movement or rotation and movement. The tier 6 A44 frontal, the front armor front turret from 110 to 125. This isn't really a super big jump on turret 1, but turret 2 from 110 to 150 on a tier 6, not even some tier 7 heavies have this much, except for the Tiger 1, the Churchill, but there's also the Churchill tier 6 that has this as well. So I guess they're just trying to make this thing equivalent to the tier 6, because I do think the ARL, it's got a top speed of 37. That's actually pretty quick. I already looked at the armor on this on console, and in all honesty, looking at it on console now for what they did, this thing actually looks really nasty. Oh no, wrong one. It was the tier 7 that looked nasty. They increased the reloads a little bit of accuracy, but aim time on one of the 90 millimeters. Nothing crazy, but the armor buffs are a lot. So upper sides, by upper sides they literally mean you have your tracks and then your upper sides. They buffed it to 60. But it makes no sense why you would do that, because this thing is still ending up against 122s, and it still has inside 40 millimeter armor. So 122s are still going to overmatch, but if they shoot up high, they're going to bounce if it's side scraping. And then lower plate at 70, and then top plate at 120. This is actually a really intense tank. And then they increased turret armor from 110 to 150 on the turret 1, and then turret 2 from 100 to 170. So this thing is actually equivalent to a tier 7, almost a medium tier 8, because of these jumps. Yeah, turret from 100 to 170. That's a pretty big jump. And then with the 90 millimeter, just the aim time from 2.9 to 2.7. Yep, and then I'm pretty sure that the last gun's going to be incompatible. Yeah, so you always got to upgrade turret first, or you're buying back tanks. I forgot how cheap tier 7s were. And game takes a year to load. I thought today was the day that they were going to add in the EBR.
But they didn't.
I don't know if they did.
I don't see it.
I'll laugh if they put them in Cold War.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, just stop and they're all like, we thought about it. We're not adding these to... Okay, so we're looking at 80 millimeters. We have an 80 millimeter spot, 70. Let's take a look at what they did here. So we have 120. Okay, shoot it in the face. Just shoot it straight in the gun mantle. Is that 170? That's actually... Now what they do... Did they buff the sides? No, they just buffed the front of the turret. They didn't buff any of the sides, so 70. So the tier 6, tier for tier, is better. Oh, they're funny.
So the AMX M445 is the one you're looking at right now?
Yeah, the AMX M445.
I actually have that.
Yeah, I thought you had the 8 as well.
I do. I have the 8 as well. I do.
Yeah. Okay, now time for the one that it got me angry. Immediately angry. AMX 65 ton. Front armor from 100 to 135. So I was looking at this. From here, rather than 230, this is probably effective, like... Effective 230 right now on console, maybe 240. And then from the front, whenever this thing's maxing out its gun depression, we're probably looking at like an effective 250 to 270 millimeters thick. I'm actually going to play this thing for a minute, because 135 is a pretty big jump.
I'm excited.
You're excited. I know you're excited. It's also got 8 degrees of gun depression.
I
do
quit
believe
playing
they
that
buffed
tank
the
because it was so shitty. I'm just
Blade,
saying.
remember.
That's not a bad word. I mean, come on.
It is.
They
Bad
demonetize
words
you
is
for saying
bad
that.
words.
That's
Oh no, I won't get demonetized. It's just I want to keep it out. Okay, so frontal armor from 130, like one, blah blah blah. I just woke up, by the way, but I saw this, got angry. From 100 to 135, that's kind of needed. I'm not really going to deny that one. Corner sides. What was the corner sides from 90 to 100? I want to double check this. So, make 65 ton. What do you mean by double? Corners.
I mean, 250 on the mantle?
Corners to
200 on the
100.
cheeks.
So are they talking about... Oh, okay. They're talking about the, it's a part of the frontal armor. I mean, if you're maxing out your gun depression and you're at a certain angle, it's an auto ricochet. Why would you buff that?
It was nice. I like it. You think it's going to be OP?
I'm not even finished yet. Hold on. All right, Cupola on turret 1 from 60 to 100. View range from 350 to 370. That's kind of needed. And then time for the one that irritated me. Let's go ahead and start really getting into this. Turret 2, front armor from 220 to 250. Armor below gun from 80 to 100. Armor behind mantle from 80 to 100. Side armor from 80 to 100. Cupola side armor from 80 to 100. View range from 370 to 380. For the 100 millimeter aim time increase, I'm okay with that. Now here's the part that got me really upset. The 120 millimeter has now... It now has the best gun in Tier 8. With a standard penetration of 245. Equivalent to a tank destroyer in this tier. It's a heavy tank. Why does it have 285 penetration? No other Tier 8 tank is going to be able to hold up against this tank. At all. That is just way too much penetration. That's why I'm a little bit upset about it. Like, maybe 260 maximum penetration to prevent it from just outright ripping through people. Blade, that's what irritated me whenever I saw this. Look at its penetration. That's just broken. And then they decrease its terrain resistance as well on chassis 1, but then chassis 2 they decreased it again. So it's like you have some decent terrain resistance now. I mean, it's not decent. It's still pretty bad. 1.3, 1.5. Yeah, it's still pretty bad. 2.3 on soft.
Right.
And then the Tier 9. Not really super worried about looking at Tier 9. I mean, if they buffed the pen, the 127 from 242, 270 to 250, 290, I guess it's okay.
Although I will say that I have 84,000 XP to get before I can get the top gun on this.
Are you
But
kidding
here's the thing.
me?
Here's the thing. And this is what I like.
Why would you buff the side armor? Blade, hold on. Remember how I talked about Andre the Giant's side armor being way too broken? Because they had 150 on it?
Yep.
They just buffed the Tier 10 side armor from 60 to 120, and its upper side from 60 to 100.
Oh my god.
Front corner panels from 150 to 155. So they left the hull armor alone, but they gave it the frontal armor of Andre. They also increased its reload with the 120. They increased the penetration 157 to 300. That's, oh my god, they just gave this thing a massive buff. Okay, M44. Oh, here's what I want to see. Upper side from 55 to 80. All right, let's actually come back.
I'll be right back.
Okay, I'm gonna AMX. Let's go armor. What do you mean by upper sides? From upper side 50 to 80, 55 to 80. Let's take a look at 80. Okay, so they just literally meant the side armor, because this was originally only 60 millimeters thick and 55. Keep in mind, this tank has always been a beast. So, and then Cupola, yeah, they're buffing Cupolas, dude. They took it from 60 millimeters, or the 50 millimeters they had prior. It's now 150. Why are they buffing Cupola so much? Reload buff, accuracy buff, nothing too crazy. Okay, so the buffs on this tank, not too bad. FCM 50 ton. Frontal turret from 120 to 140. It's probably not going to be making too much of a difference. It is preferential matchmaking though, which is kind of wrong, and it doesn't tell you that it is now. You select it, does it say it? No? Okay. Still haven't fixed that. Armor behind mantle from 0 to 80. That's probably one of the needed buffs from 0 to 80, so there we go. But then we have the double stack in the front with the 120 and then the 80. Okay. What was the size there? 80. Should be 80. There we go. The side of the turret should be 90. Okay. They buffed it from 80 to 90 on the side of the turret. Upper hull from 120 to 135. What's the lower plate? Lower hull, 50 millimeters. Okay, so it can still really pull out and get some gnarly angles around here and expose the front tracks to bait shots, but they just made it better. And it's a tier 9, and it's got a really fast rate of fire, and it's fast on the field too. Okay, Andre the Giant, they buffed the reload from 18.7 to 17 on the dot, but the question is, what did they do to the actual tier 10? 16.9 to 16. I'd rather have that buff. Andre only has one gun. They should have made it a little bit better. Well, I mean, 1.7 seconds, that is a pretty good jump. Because remember that being like 14 seconds? So that's going to be in the range of 13. I guess that could be a pretty decent jump. Basically, this brought the other tier 10 up to like the standards of the Andre, and then they hit the tier 8 French a little bit too hard with that 245 standard pin. Lucky me, I bought this the other day and just fully upgraded it because I saw that they were buffing it, so I went all the way up to tier 8 and just maxed it out. So I want to play a match inside this tank right now. Get an idea and a feel for how that 245 standard pin feels.
I wish I had the top gun on this. I could free XP it.
Screw it, free XP it. I would. I'll just be like, yeah, whatever.
That's
Because I already did.
86,000.
How much free XP do you have?
109.
You can do it.
Huh?
You can do it. You're fine. Yes, we got off-road driving, situational awareness, run and gun, accuracy. You know what? I guess we'll take this crew. We won't build a crew.
Why not, right?
Yeah, screw it. I did the ammo on this correctly.
Alrighty.
This is with the
Do
120.
this. Well, that gives me the engine upgrade too.
But the thing is, they bumped its penetration up so much. Okay, that's my problem right now, is that they just, whenever they hit the penetration, I mean, they really hit the penetration. Because we're talking from 218 to 245 blade. That's a big jump. And then 285, right. That's comparable to tank destroyers, but this is supposed to be a heavy.
Ugh.
I mean, 252 penetration. That's a lot of penetration on a 400 alpha gun. And then what's the rate of fire on this right now? 10.72, so I'm probably going to be looking at like a 9-second reload. And look at the shell velocity. How are people missing? 1067, 1334. Okay. I still gotta watch the live stream that they did the other day for talking about the EBR. I wonder when they're gonna be adding that. Or if they already have, and it's Cold War. I would laugh if it's Cold War. I don't think it is, though. No, they did add the Conqueror, though, in the Cold War.
Did they?
Yeah, they literally just... I want to see something. Yeah, it's literally just a reskin Conqueror thrown in Cold War. Like, to the dot.
That's funny.
It's even got the fit... Yeah, it's literally the same tank. Tanks for balancing. And then tier 10s right now. So they do this buff. And then tier 10s are getting double silver. I doubt we're going to be top tier.
Is it going to matter? With 285 armor pen on your...
Well, you have
rounds?
245 standard. You have
That's
more
what I mean.
pen than any other heavy tank in tier 8. Except for like the T-34.
Overlord, man, this makes me want to go down to the down to the beach.
Well, today makes 65 ton. A lot of buffs on the armor. It should make the tank a more formidable opponent on the battlefield. Well, you literally just gave it a buff that makes it where it's never gonna bounce.
Oh, that ain't true. I'm playing it.
Blade,
Yes.
stop it.
All right, I'm telling you right now, I'm playing with a broken controller, so everybody hang on.
Yeah, he's what, turning right randomly?
Yes, I just randomly go right.
Yeah.
Like you try to aim in and you randomly turn right. Oh, we're going to put this to the test.
Oh yeah, we are. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like how they're buffing tier 8s, but there's moments that buffs can be too much. And the penetration buff on this, my opinion, that might be way too much. Yeah, standard rounds going through the front of a Strav K with ease. I mean, don't get me wrong, that was a pretty well aimed shot. I probably would have shot
Oh, that
an
one missed. How did that miss?
8 degrees of gun depression. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Blade, you like the matchmaking?
The tens? The mass amount of tens? Oh, there I go, randomly turning right.
I actually kind of want someone to shoot me right now because I'm exposing a lot of my tank right now.
Well, I got shot, they pinned me, just so you know. There's another one. One of my tracks are damaged.
Yeah, but I was at an extreme angle. I wanted to, see if they could pin that angle.
Oh, IS-4 goes through you pretty easily.
Alright, that was actually,
OE-4 goes through you pretty easily.
well, it's an E4, you know.
And I don't know who just shot me there.
You essentially have tier 10 penetration right now with your standard pin, equivalent to a tier 10 right now. 245, dude, that's a lot of standard pin. And then the tap A once and go straight to
I have somehow figured out how to
285.
not be able to pin a shot yet. And I'm dead.
Yeah, you tap A once
I didn't
to
pin one shot. So I must be a Muppet because I didn't pin that one shot. That one shot went through.
Maybe you should avoid playing this tank then, because it might buff it again.
But it also doesn't help that every time I go to shoot, my tank turns right. So I never hit where I'm aiming at because my tank continuously turns right.
Yeah. We can overmatch his top armor if we hit. But no, like they're not going to see any feedback from this tank, and that's what irritates me, is that they do a buff and then they do a tier 10 silver bonus starting today. So they're going to see slight improvement on the stats because it's versing a lot more tier 10s, and I made 56,000. But it's going to be versing a lot more tier 10s. Yeah, you're going to see a slight improvement on its damage, but you're not going to see a drastic improvement. But then whenever this thing is top tier, that's whenever you're going to see some broken damage start to pop up, because it's got just as much penetration as a tank destroyer now.
Wow, that's just wow.
Out of all of the buffs, looking at all of the buffs, this is the one that stands out to me. Okay, the tier 8, because with 245 standard pin, and then the way that they buff the frontal armor, this thing's going to be able to get into position. Not fast, you know, decently slow. Scratch that, F40 with a power to weight of 16. That's actually, you know, this thing is actually really fast. Blade, this thing is fast.
40 mile an hour, yeah, or 40 kilometers.
It goes 40 with a 16 power to weight. I'm actually going to look it up on PC real quick. Not the PC statistics, but the online statistics for the French. So AMX 65 ton. 219, 259. Let's fully upgrade this.
I didn't pin any shots.
Power to
in that
weight
last round,
16.92, almost 17 power to weight.
Actually hit anything, so
It's got around 17 power to weight.
sure how that happened.
turret armor. Yeah, and then looking at the they haven't even updated the website yet for the buffs they did. Yeah, it's not, but it's around 17 power to weight. That just shows you how fast they are on Yuki. The tier 8 might be outrageous now. Going from probably one of the worst to maybe one of the best.
At least we're top tier this time. You want to go city?
No, I want to go straight into the thick of it in center. You want to go city? Because all I gotta do is tap A once and never bounce.
Well, there's that.
Because 285 APCR, dude, that's outrageous. It's APCR. If it was like 285 heat pin, I'd be like, oh, okay. All right, audio's gonna cut up for 2 seconds. Played. Hold on, resetting headset.
I'm trying to catch up to you.
Blade, can you hear me?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so the first time I played this, because I remember reading that they were going to buff it, so I bought it back. Well, I got it, and I played it. I played a few matches. And yeah, don't get me wrong, it was lacking in some departments, but penetration was not lacking. 218 pen is a lot of pen. But to give it 245, that's equivalent to the premium round of the prior update at 252. It's really close. And yeah, now you can just get away with firing off standards. And if you end up against a heavily armored tank like the 50 TP, just load in the APCR and shoot it in the turret. Literally shoot it in the turret now. Alright, we might need to go city. They might not be getting away from that at all.
He's behind the building. I ain't got a shot on him.
Wonder how your buff tank feels.
Well,
All right, let's flip around back to city. We got to flip. Yeah, this thing feels mobile. It feels really mobile right now.
well, that Huntsman's feeling sad. He just got smoked by artillery. I just got spotted.
That was a shot into the hatch. It's 8 to 11, dude. We cannot sit here too long. If I take a shot, I take a shot. That's the way I look at it right now. But we cannot sit here. And now I'm gonna load the premium.
Yep. I'm with you.
And this thing actually has a lot of ammunition as well. Yeah, see, we can just rip through the top armor now of that thing.
Yep. Wow, really? I got ammo rack and it unloaded me.
Just back
Are you
off.
freaking kidding me?
Aim for the Diamondback, hit the tracks. Pin his front.
Dude, I cannot play like this. I cannot.
Oh, I bet.
I gotta figure. I mean, there was no. I couldn't even aim. As soon as I go to aim, man, my tank's fucking turning. Sorry, but I mean,
no, you're fine.
It's
you're
ridiculous.
Fine. You're fine. No, that feels
It's like,
broken,
holy
dude.
cow.
That feels broken because you load the premium. We're going through the front of the AMX. We're ripping through the front of the Diamondback. 285 pin is just an overbuff. That's way too much of a buff.
I go to aim and I pull the trigger and my tank turns right and I miss the complete tank. At point blank range. It's like,
rather than going for the tracks on the Diamondback, you should have tried to pin it. Because if you would have pinned it, we would have been able to take it down and then take down the AMX immediately after.
Well, it did pin him. I tracked him and pinned him at the same time.
Well, no, you only tracked him. With your second shot?
Oh, maybe. But yeah, I mean, I don't know where I shot, man. I pull the trigger, it goes wherever it's gonna go.
Yeah. Well, gonna wait for the E25 to die, but he's taking a year to die.
But I mean, it's.
You get your new remote coming in pretty soon, so don't worry about it.
I know, but
honestly,
my
remember what I said each time you
tons.
get flustered about the game?
I know, but my 1.8's dropping so bad, it's ridiculous.
Don't worry about your 1.8. Stop keeping track of your 1.8. Artillery hurts, and it's a tier 8, and it hurts, you know. Everything hurts. But yeah, like, originally whenever I first saw the Diamondback with that buff, I sat there, I'm all like, dude, this thing's gonna turn corners and never stop. Like, it's gonna pin 10s, it's gonna pin 8s, it's gonna pin everything. And yeah, my first match in the Diamondback with that 285 pin was against 10s, and I did 5,700 damage. Blade was in that match as well.
Yep.
Like, dude, it's just... This, to me, is just way too much penetration for this tank. Way too much pin.
That happened to be one of the games I actually did something in.
Way too much penetration
I don't know
on
if
this.
I can do this or not either.
You can do it.
It's not so bad if I can just go somewhere and sit. But if I have to move, like pull out, shoot, and back up, yeah, I'm
having a bad time.
Well, I never know where my tank's going to go.
I know where your tank's going to go. To the right.
Well, that you can bet on.
To the
That's
left
for
now,
sure.
y'all. Take a step back now.
Let's see.
What's going on? How are you doing this? They made a meme out of that a while back, and I thought it was funny. It looks like we're top tier again. And we're on a map that we actually have an area that we can go to for heavy engagement. You know, Blade, we probably should have went left last match. I think your call would have been a better call.
Yeah.
Okay, now, for the reasons why I disagree with this buff on this tier 8 with the penetration, I don't care about the armor at all. The armor buff, that's one buff. That's one buff. That's a big buff. Armor by itself, big buff. But then to buff the penetration along with buffing the armor, that to me is a little bit too much. Just because that's not just one buff, that's literally an entire reforge of the tank. And now they probably just made this one of the best tier 8s in the game. It's fast. It's got really good penetration. It's fast. It's got armor now.
It's fast.
It's fast. Yeah. Like, dude, this is no slouch.
Did I mention it was fast?
Yeah, did I mention that?
It was fast?
First, okay, for
Man,
in the hands.
even going uphill, you don't lose much speed.
Yeah, I'm going
you lose a little bit,
25
but-
right here. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I play like I want to try and maintain my speed the entire time, but this is just ridiculous maintaining speed. You know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna cut down. I might take a shot. I might take 2 shots, but guess what? I'm gonna get across.
Oh, I almost ran into him. Oh, shit. Light tank. Dude.
Don't want to make them back up, Blade.
Yes.
I'm gonna be
I
waiting.
can't cut across there, man. I'm spotted. If I do. Hellcat.
Okay, so yeah, the hatch is still a weak spot. Nice to see
I'm
that.
so toast. Oh, I'm turning right. Fuck. For the love of God. Hi.
Load the premium, rip through the turret.
I'm lagged. And I just got hit turning right because I'm trying to aim and I'm turning right. Sorry. I'm aggravated, dude.
Look
like
at
you would
that,
not
dude.
believe.
Look at that. That's ridiculous. I don't even need to aim at this guy.
And then I bounce. All right, I'm sorry. I can't aim, dude. This is
You're
stupid.
okay. You're okay.
No, I'm down to 400 hit points and I haven't hit a thing yet. Because every time I aim, I go right. Stupid. Look at this. He's going to kill me.
Oh wow. I could not aim that shot myself. It's all right.
Oh, look. And then my shot wouldn't fire.
I am a Muppet currently. I mean, dude, just the velocity of these rounds combined with the penetration now, this just feels wrong. I took down the light that was behind us.
So freaking stupid. Oh, good, it bounced.
Oh, good, it bounced. Okay, I'm gonna come back. 340. I'm actually gonna pull and slap the earth shaker, so blade back up.
Oh, look, dirt. Son of a... Here, let me get out of your way so you can shoot, because I can't hit a damn thing.
Oh, you can
Oh,
hit
look,
that.
I hit one.
Yag Tiger
one
in
shot.
48. Let's hold this position. There's no point in leaving. Just hold. Hold. Watch left. Watch left. I'm going to go right. Actually, you know what? Side scrape on right. I'm going to watch left.
Oh. I'm dead. Because I can't freaking drive my tank. That was so beautiful.
Okay.
Back up to go behind the hill. No, go right. Out in the open. That was the good idea. I can't play like this, Avon. I can't.
No, you're fine. You are fine.
I was able to. I
and then
hit
the
2 shots.
charioteer. With the most recent buffs they did on that tank as well, dude, they made that thing insane with its fully upgraded 390 alpha gun. But the charioteer, like, I'm totally okay with how they buffed that thing because it's a tank destroyer. It's made to be in the background. I like the buffs that they did on that one.
All right, I'll quit complaining now.
Yeah, you need to stop complaining because it's getting annoying.
Well, I'm pretty annoyed. Every time I go to aim at a tank, my gun just all of a sudden just swings to the right, and by the time I recover, guys put 2 shots into me, and now I'm dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not fun. Not fun at all.
It's okay.
Just
Your new
saying.
remote's on the way. You'll be fine. And speaking of which, coming up in the next couple of days, I'm not going to have my computer. So I'm not going to be able to record or do anything. That's going to be fun.
Freaking stupid.
I'm kind of learning the new armor on this, finding out what I can do and what I can't. I kind of wonder how Andre does, so we might put a match in Andre after this. Played mute it. But, okay, Arctic region. Depending on spawn, will depend on how aggressive I play. Probably play Andre later. I got a few things I gotta take care of. And top tier again. You would think that with the... Maybe it's because there's so many tier 10s playing right now. That's why we're seeing bottom tier, because it's able to fill lobbies of tier 10s.
Yeah, there's a bunch of 10s playing because of the
tier 10 silver. Yep.
Yep.
You know what? I'm just gonna full send it because nothing on their team can stand the penetration. Okay, I actually want to win a match, Blade. I want to win this match.
Well, don't expect any help from me.
I expect all the help from you, Blade. Super Hellcat, King Tiger, Absolution. I'm actually going to cut left. I wanted to try and get right there, but that's not going to happen. Premium rounds. Absolution's going to be firing premium as well.
Oh yeah, because we are not going to be able to shoot.
And artillery.
I hit the light tank. How's that?
Absolution. That's a broken tier 6 too. Just look at the handling of this gun. It like you tell it to go somewhere and it's gonna go there. Okay, if I get detected, I'm gonna fire. Or spotted. If I get spotted, I'm gonna fire. I think artillery might be aiming at me. Which means it's gonna hurt if it hits. And there's one. Ah. Everyone's been getting a little sick around here. There's another cold going around. Okay, my rear is defended right now.
Excuse me? And who does he shoot but me? Right. And now I'm being hit from the side. And I can't freaking aim. Well, I'm down to 145 hit points because, you know.
That's okay, we're still up. We're still up and we're still going. And the fact is, there's been a couple of shots that I have fired that I would have had to load premium prior. So yeah, to me, this is just... wow. Udez. Udez has got a really good pin, though.
Turn right.
Blade.
Well, that medium over there should be dead right now. But no, right when I pull my trigger, turn right.
That last TD Scorpion G, he's on left. I think he fell in the ditch. Yeah, he fell in the ditch. But I just mean, dude, like, this feels wrong. This thing really feels wrong. And I'm not ending up in the right situations to be able to use it right. I'm getting caught out early. That Absolution with its early damage and getting greedy. And then getting hit by Artie and taken down. And then, yeah, I should have, in that moment, I should have needed premiums to rip through its turret. But then again, it is a tier 6, so that... I think it's okay. I think that's okay.
I can't believe I hit that light tank.
But the way that they made the AMX 65 ton now, it's like you don't even need to pay attention to weak spots anymore. You literally just fire. I hope we're on the northern spawn. No, southern spawn. I'd rather be on southern spawn for this run. I'd rather hug the side of the rock rather than trying to fight through the rock.
That looks like we're on the northern spawn.
Well, it's not going to change where I'm going to go. It just means that we don't, well, actually, northern spawn's the spawn I wanted. I had the map backwards. Never mind. This is where I wanted to go. Okay, I'm just going to go back. I'm going to take the rear. Let's go play with our 8 degrees of gun depression blade. Don't stop believing. Whoa, whoa. Alright, something funny to share. The other day I was playing the Chronobloggen, and I'm just sitting there telling Blade casually, you can reverse side scrape in this thing. If you ever end up in a situation you need to, you can. I'm like, watch this. Pull up We're on Himmelsdorf on Banana Road. No one else has been there yet. I pull up to reverse side scrape, and I ricocheted 5,000 damage. And in the position I was, I'm pretty sure I left a pile of crap behind. Because I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting a Death Star, Yagaru, Type 5, E4 to all shoot me at the same time. Hi, I don't need premium. Very nice to meet you, VK. I wonder, can the VK pin my hatch?
I just put 2 in that tiger.
And this is why I like this position, because if your weak point's on the right side, you can kind of hug it to cover your weak point. I put a shot over the rock. That was perfect. Oh, he flipped. Yeah, 245 pin. That's going to go straight through the mill if it's flat. And then even if it's on a heavy angle, it's still going to struggle to bounce the 285.
Oh, that one just missed. He gave up. Oh, that missed.
Ooh, bison bounce. Blade, careful, bison.
I see him.
There we go. Try to reserve your hit points. I don't think they're gonna cap out. Alrighty, Blade, I am gonna handle rear, don't die.
Well, my problem is I can't drive my freaking tank.
Yeah, 2 on base cap right now. Blade, if you can back
coming.
up.
They are coming. Yep. I can't freaking aim.
Oh, I'm bouncing. There we go. He's going to take 2 shots. He might get a shot in. Yep. But 4,000. Breaking 4,000. I mean, the last couple shots were at end game, but...
You have no
Still.
idea how much damage I could have had if I could have aimed. That would have been a whole different match had I been able to aim.
Yeah. Mastery badge. A mastery badge on the losing team. So not even with the experience bump.
I did block 2100.
Alrighty, man. I'm gonna call it right here on the stream. But you guys, no, I just think the tier 8 was over buffed with that penetration. That's way too much pin.
God, I can't wait until I
And then
get
the
a
hull armor from
controller.
100 to 135. 35 millimeters is a pretty big jump. I was bouncing consistently off that hull.
And I'm sorry, everybody, for being so
He's just old and farts dust.
me.
Yep.
Man, that is aggravating, man. You have no idea.
Oh, I bet. Well, I seriously got to stop the stream.
Because
though.
I know in that last match, I would have had probably at least 3,200 damage.
Yeah,
At least.
but his thumbstick's messed up. It's making him turn right, and he plays with like a really weird setup. He plays with like a simulator
It's a PlayStation.
It's an old PlayStation
Yeah,
setup
it's
that goes through like a HOTAS system to transfer the signals in the Xbox, and it's just really weird.
Yeah, it's a unique setup, but it
Yeah.
works well when it's not broken.
When it's not broken. Alrighty, you guys, have a good day. AMX 6510 right now is probably the most broken out of the entire tree. Other than that, I'm out of here.